There's nothing in your head or pocket, thread or wallet that could change just how this goes. Alright, hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today, we are outside at the hamlet of Stormbreach. Now, as much as I'd love to show you further off into the distance here, I'm not going to. Many of you voted. I can predict what you guys in general kind of want now, I think. Let's swap these two around. You want us to go as carefully, as in order as possible. I really feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just because of YouTube viewers in general, but I wonder how many people really out there are truly spontaneous gamers and will just zigzag all over the place. A lot of people seem very meticulous and they're like, we have to do it in a certain order. So that's what we're going to be doing today. By popular demand, we're going to be returning to the archives, and we're going to be going deeper underground for quite a while before we get to explore these lovely tropical, well, I don't know, we can't really call this tropical, can we? But pretty areas. However, just before we do that, I do want to catch some rays, otherwise, you know, you'll get that vitamin D deficiency. And we'll grab a secret while we're out here too. I think this episode, it depends on the order I do things, to be honest, but this episode, Shannon may end up getting an awful lot of mana. Now, we're going to be getting a fair amount of food here. When I said we'd be swimming around in food, that was sort of a pun, sort of a hint at a secret later. But also, it was really just referring to this place out here, where there's a bunch of turtles we can kill, a bunch of stuff we can explore out in the water. There's plenty of etherweed around. It can be kind of hard to see, but it is here. Sorry, almost burped there. It is here, and you want to just grab it. It's interesting, the idea of maybe grabbing fish directly out of the ocean, but I don't think that ever really happens in the game. It looks like some of these turtles as well are different colors. Are you guys noticing this? It really seems like that to me, but I actually think they are just still regular turtles. Now, the way you actually progress forward is you move along the beach here, and I'll give you a very brief glimpse. Oh god, we're lagging a little bit. That's interesting. I'll give you a very brief glimpse of what the rest of the hamlet looks like. Oh god, that's not where we're meant to be. And I think I can hear a turtle somewhere. That sounds kind of scary. And another etherweed here. Now, personally, I've not really explored too much of this area just yet, so I'm very, because obviously once we decided what we were going to do, is that more etherweed? No. Oh my god, it was. Where is it now? Did I just lose it? Did it just float off because I dropped it? Oh, I think we just lost some etherweed there, guys. So yeah, because everyone wanted us to go underground, I went off and I've done all my testing and stuff based on underground now. But if we have a look over here, we get a face. This is for every force. There is an opposing force. There are two sides to everything. This duality permeates the whole universe. Now, I think in a very subtle way, what this is trying to tell us is more of that whole that there's a sixth shrine thing. Like, because we're told, oh, there's got to be balance, there's got to be balance, there's got to be balance, right? And then we're told, okay, so you've got four elements, they keep each other in check. But then you need the fifth, which is balance. But then by having a fifth, you've just thrown everything out of balance, right? Does that make sense? Here, so if we have a look down there, you'll see there's like some scary thing off in the distance, running around. Yeah, we'll leave that. I'm sort of shooing it all away with my hand IRL right now. We'll leave that for another time. I think we actually complete our rogue's gear down there. But yeah, we'll come back to that. So yeah, the idea would be maybe we need something to balance, which would suggest chaos. And that is just a guess from me there, but I think, you know, that does make a lot of sense if chaos is a thing. Anyway, so the sewer access east we're going to go to in a second. There is a small secret here, though. I don't know why I gave that food to Tikrit. Hold on. I don't know why I keep giving food to Tikrit. He seems to have loads. We'll eat these turtle steaks when we get in some combat. There's a very small secret. It's this chest here. And we have 3 buttons. Now, pressing the buttons will make a noise. But every now and then you'll hear a weird noise. So this is basically just a memory puzzle, and you just got to intuitively figure out what it's trying to tell you to do. By pressing that button, we heard a click, right? Let's press it again. And now it's just gone back to a normal sound. But we press it again. It's become a click. Normal sound, click. Normal sound, click. So what if we click, and now we go to this? Ah, well, that was a normal sound. Let's go back, click. Okay, well, what about this? Ah, we got a second click. All right, let's press this again. Ah, that's a normal sound. So we want to go click, click, and then maybe try the middle. Click. Cool. So now let's try over here. Ah, well, that went back. So now we're going to go click, click, click. Now over here. Ah, that was a normal sound. So we're going to go click, 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 click. And now again. Ah, well, that didn't work. So over here. And this is basically the idea. All right, now there. And now that didn't work. So click, 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 click. God damn it. Okay, click, 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 click. Ah! Okay, click, 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 click. Click. Damn it! I forgot it. I forgot it already. Okay, hold on. It's weirder when you're doing commentary. It's much harder to remember what's going on. Was it a second one there? There we go. And then once you've managed to find the whole sequence, it will open the gate. Now, the funny thing is this is randomized. This has been different every time I've tried it on each file, as far as I remember. So, yeah, you can't really look at a guide for that as far as I know. But we'll see. Anyway, not only do we have to do this, we also have to spend a lockpick. Fortunately, this one's not a mimic. Here we get a tome of energy, and this says each page of this tome contains a single large rune that pulsates with power. We'll do that for San, and he now has 320 energy. This is one of those weird games where as your energy goes up, your energy regen doesn't really go up, so, you know, you're always just fighting the clock. Eventually, you're going to run out of energy. It's just how long before you fully run out of energy. And that's kind of what you're doing. I always like the idea that rather of, instead of actually increasing the pool, you just increase the amount of regen you get. But whatever. Okay, and down here we also get a map. Now, I'm guessing this has got something to do with this area out here, alright? It's got these weird symbols, and I've actually not figured this out at all. So we're just going to leave this on Loto Pafo. Something we haven't really seen so far. And we'll just leave that as it is. That's about it. We got a bunch of food. We're ready to go back down, so... Mwah, goodbye sunlight, goodbye wonderful clouds. A long time ago someone asked me to just look up and see what it looked like during the day. Well, there you go. Such a pretty game. Okay, and down we go. Now, this is a lot bigger than you'd expect. This dungeon is actually massive. So, let's just recap. We are at the sewer. There's an alchemy thing here. Maybe we can pick this up. Alright, let's do it. So this says, beware, mixing black moss with one of the 4 elements may result in explosive reactions. So this is actually how you craft bombs, and I was going to demonstrate this a previous episode. I did mention it. I think it was last episode. Go black moss and anything you like. So the red one, the blood drop cap, makes fire bombs. You go falcon skyer, lightning bombs. You go etherweed, frost bombs, which is obviously really strong. Poison bombs with the mudwort. And if you do it with the crystal flower, this actually doesn't do anything. So it's like the black moss augments these all to make bombs, and the crystals augments them all to make something else. So that's kind of the way that the alchemy is structured in this game. It's very intelligent in my opinion. I very much enjoy it. We may end up crafting some frost bombs at some point, but do remember, next time we level Tikrit, which is not very far away from at all here, at 5th skill level, whenever we craft bombs, we actually get 3 bombs instead of 1, and that's going to be huge for us. 1 etherweed becomes 3 frost bombs, and frost bombs are strong. So that's going to be really nice. But yeah, to recap where we are, that's the exit, right? And now we actually have 2 distinct directions we can go over there. And now, because I don't want to do the sewers yet, instead we want to do the archives and what appears below there, we're actually going to ignore that, and we're going to come down the ladder. And this save crystal is useful, don't get me wrong, but we're going to come down. We're going to go back up this staircase into the archives. And that, of course, was the wind gate back to the start. And I'm actually going to come through here just for a second. Oh, no, we don't need to come through here. I was going to go collect a rock, but I actually don't think we need to. So we'll ignore the wind gate. That was just to take us back up. And instead, we're going to come down the archives, which is this direction here. Now, immediately, you're going to find something even more annoying. There's even more branches. You've got a stairway down. You get some kind of note and a trap door, all right, which we'll have a look at in a second. And you get a 3rd direction, which is this big room here. Now, this is just like the entrance to the cemetery. If you know the information, if you look up a guide, you can figure this out and just do it straight away, alright? So it's one of those weird things on replays of the game. You can skip, you can start doing things out of sequence. Obviously, we're not going to be doing that on the Let's Play series. But basically, the whole goal now of us completing the archives here, or essentially, we want to complete this puzzle, alright? When we come to the end, we'll find that there is a secret here, and something very cool, something that we've been looking for a while on the far side there. We've got some kind of a strength potion and a lockpick, and we get a note. This is called the storage, and there's just a bunch of random letters here. Some of you guys might recognize these from a long time ago in the series. Do you remember back out in Twigroot Forest, we saw a very similar kind of message? Well, this seems to be something we have to translate. Interesting. How would we do that, though? How do we even learn this language? Well, over here, we get another gate and another sign, and this says the archives. And again, we get more of this weirdness. So this is our goal. Ultimately, we just want to figure out how the hell to get through this gate. And that will give us more information, which will ultimately enable us to go elsewhere. Remember that the sign in the cemetery said that the entrance was sealed away in the archives? This is the seal, guys. This is the seal. So, with this room, like, explored, all we can really do is marvel at it. There's a bunch of pressure plates. Pressing down weight on all of them does nothing. There's no secret buttons. I warn you, we're at very high risk on this next little section for me to miss secrets, but as always, I promise you guys, anything we miss will be explored later on in the series. There's not going to be anything we miss. So, there's this big room here. Well, now we also get this, and it says, I dare you. We get a tome. We want this tome. Obviously, we want this tome. So, but you can kind of see the setup. It seems like this trapdoor is going to open up for us. Now, you can try and be cheeky. You can try your best to... Get ready. Here we go. Grab it and then move as you move back, but it's not going to happen. So instead, just drop your stuff. You're going to be surrounded by ratlings. I would suggest killing this one as quickly as possible. Don't forget about the moonblade. And then just run through and drop down this floor before killing this guy as well. And wow, he got owned. I was actually about to fear him, but fine. And now once you get down this little pit, you're pretty much safe from all of the ratlings. That's the way I deal with this area here anyway. You want to pull this lever because the way out is currently being barred by a gate in front of a teleporter. This lever does nothing but open that gate again, and I'll show you guys that in a second. I'm always reluctant when I come in a new area to flip a switch straight away because you want to get a lay of the land, right? And you want to figure out what stuff's doing. That's how you miss secrets doing stuff like that, but don't worry. So that's all that's doing is letting us get back out. In fact, I could probably demonstrate it there. That teleport up there? Oh, no, that's a different one. Alright, so anyway, this is going to take us back out of this little pit, and we can get ready here with Jonker. Do some kind of big one-shot. Don't forget, these guys love to use throwing weapons. I don't know why I'm throwing bombs constantly. That's really not what I was supposed to be doing. We want to cast light here, since we don't really have any. Here's another one of these guys. Oh, the ratlings look so cool. Such awesome little pirate dudes. I mean, amazing. And it's been a while since we've been fighting ratlings, right? But here they are. May explain some of the cheese we've found recently. That's another one with throwing weapons. Here we go. We're going to knock his block off now. Ah, Jonker, you always miss with the big hits. You're such a disappointment to me sometimes. Okay, so yeah, maybe this is where the cheese came from. We get another crystal of regeneration there. And that's always going to be useful, obviously. We'll reclaim some of our arrows. They themselves don't tend to drop very much loot. The secret itself was really the tome, which now we have a chance to read. And oh look, it's another tome of energy. So Shannon can grab this. Each page of this tome contains a single large rune that pulsates with power. He's up to 345 energy now. Compare that to like Jonker, who only has 100. He's triple the energy. Oh, I love it. Ah, that's what you want to see in games where one of your guys, because they specialize in one direction, is having a much more significant impact, right? Anyway, so check it out. Get some cheese. Now, Tickrit's actually not that hungry right now, so I'm not going to give it to him. He's going to have to wait for his cheese this time. I know I said I was happy to do that before. Oh, I think I kind of want this as well. And I think what I want to do... Can I put my alchemy ingredients in a sack? I've never tested this before. I never actually did it. But I realized Tickrit's inventory was getting really annoyingly filled up. We'll put that in there as well. And it was beginning to frustrate me a little bit. So we'll do that. Because he's been lugging these crossbow quarrels around and stuff for so long. So if he does that, and now we go to our mortar and pestle. Yeah, it still works. Thank God, yeah. That seems exactly like the kind of thing that should. So there we go. We'll free up his inventory, and he gets to keep that sack. It is the sack of his people. I don't mean that in any kind of weird way. Oh, no, that was accidental. Alright, so there you go. That's pretty much what's down here. Oh, that's the lever. Silly me. And as far as I remember, there are no other secret buttons in here. The worst thing, I tell you, oh my God. I'll tell you what, the one thing that's really has started frustrating me with Grimrock was last time I was playing this, I've got to be honest, I was very tired and I was playing it for a long time. And just the whole notion of having to look at every single thing on every single wall, it started to take its toll on me a little bit, I must be honest, and I was just getting a bit annoyed by it. And that's never something I really felt in the previous game before. Maybe it was just my mood on that day, but yeah, I was definitely feeling it. So there we go, we get out, that's just a secret. Obviously you can climb back down there if you want, we've not really missed out on anything. I find it kind of interesting that they could have a puzzle at some point where you have to fire an arrow across a situation like that so that it lands in the alcove and thus lifts the pressure pad up. That would be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? So yeah, turns out there aren't actually... Oh, and now this guy's come out. Where did you get released from, I wonder? Did you just teleport up? Oh my God, that's clever. He teleported up, didn't he? When we opened the gate, he must have just walked up. I thought it seemed a little bit empty in there. That's kind of cool. So yeah, really, we have a lot less options than you'd expect. You've got a wind gate, you got the sewers and stuff. Just put those out of mind for now, though. And then we've got a stairway down, a room that we can't do, and a secret. So what have we got? We've got the stairway down. And yeah, so really, today is not an episode about the archives. We've already seen pretty much all of the archives. Today is us embarking on an adventure to learn that language. And where do we do that? Well, in the lexiconery. So we're actually in one of the lowest areas we've been in the game so far. The Twig Root basement, do you remember this dungeon? It actually took quite a while for us to do this dungeon. And this got as low as this. That's the Twig Root basement. Nowhere else have we ever been this far in the earth. This is the lexiconery. And the whole kind of deal with this floor is it's very open plan. You're going to keep finding directions you can go in where you could go further and further and further, and there's just loads of choices. So a great example of that straight away is this big open room here. Wow, we've already got the light spell. There's just tons of directions you can go in. Oh, this is like the one frost guy we've... Oh, no. Don't let me lie to you. There's actually quite a few frost guys we get down here. This is one of the frost guys we're going to be killing here. Oh, no, I just healed him. That was stupid. Ah, Jonker, that always happens. Jonker's going to get a great weapon here anyway. All right, cool. 500 experience. There we go. Do that, and then that, and that, and then that. Oh, I was expecting him to be dead there. I feel like I've got pretty fast fingers at the moment, but somehow he's not dying, which is really sucking. Come on, only 19? What are you guys doing? There you go. Good job, tick crit. Nice. So, first of all, you come into this room, okay? We've already had a branch that we've ignored, okay? So, but don't get overwhelmed. You come into this room and you just get 4 pathways off of it. You get one over there, you get one over there, and one that these 2 frost elementals just came out of. The one with the 2 frost elementals really has very little in it. It does have a rock. Now, I would collect that rock if I were you guys. Hold on to that, because that's actually going to be used a little bit later on in this floor. Aside from that, I don't think there's any secret buttons in here. It seems like the perfect kind of place where there are secret buttons. This floor, really, there's very little to do, but it's quite big. So usually whenever you find a dead end, you'll just find that there's a secret button and then there's a secret there. So 2 of these places are blocked up, have doors in front of them, and 2 don't. The 2 that don't, you want to explore first, because this is just a tiny little room, so we're done with that. The other one is over here. Now, in this room, we've got kind of a setup a lot like one of the earlier secrets we got, again, in the Twig Root dungeon, where we have some plaques and some recesses. So this one says, I'm alive. This one says, I'm the strongest. This one over here says, I can't fly. And this one says, I can walk. Now, these are really obscure terms, right, that don't really apply to anything we have in our inventory. This isn't like that secret before, where we might want to put, like, an egg somewhere. Like, maybe if one said, I will be born, the egg would work. But nothing really we've ever found in our inventory works, right? So, what's going to happen is we want to find all 4 of these, and it will open this big metal door here, called the lexiconery itself. In that metal door, we will learn how to speak the language, so we can go upstairs, go through the thing in the archives, and wahey, alright? So that's kind of the big setup, but what we need first are 4 items to go into these recesses so that we can get through that door. So, that's what we're looking for on the lexiconery. 4 different figurines, 4 different statues, and we're going to be exploring some of these tunnels to get them. Now, if you take... Let's see here. What am I doing wrong? Is it here? So, wait, hold on. What was down here? I'm already sort of forgetting. Oh, yeah, this was just one of the small areas. Okay, good, right. This area was a dead end as well. I probably should have done this before we go into the main room. Get some shuriken there. Again, sort of rattling themed. Will that go? Oh, that doesn't go in the sack. That's a bit of a problem. That's a bit annoying, actually. But okay, I can go to the effort each time of picking one of those up to put them in. Or just reshuffle my inventory. Here we found a box. We haven't found a box with gear in for ages, have we? But check it out. Even more cheese. And even more food. I mean, the food is just rolling in right now. Really, we don't want food. I guess you can eat the lid. I always feel bad making Loto Pafo eat the lizard on the stick. But I also find myself very much tempted to do it each time as well. There we go. Yeah, I don't really want all that food on Tikrit, so there we go. Yeah, we haven't found stuff in a box for ages, but there you go. We do get that. And that's pretty much that in there. Again, feels like there should be a secret button. Maybe something will open up in a route there later. I can't really remember. If we do hit this chain here, now you might be feeling like there's a lot going on. You know, you're a bit tired. If you have a look along here, so you check it out. Got a round key, 2 doors there. You're just going to keep finding locked doors. There's some kind of secret button here, which opens this, thank God. Which actually just takes you to a cool little secret here, which I'll show you guys. Oh, backstab! Oh, that would have been great. You'd better not die. There's just going to be tons of exits. And as I say, really, there's not too much to do in the lexiconery. It's just loads and loads and loads of, like, little secret pathways and stuff. We find in this secret a new item that's kind of on theme with the Crystal Shard of Healing and Recharging. This is of protection. Protects the party against physical damage. Everyone gets protection plus 25 for 40 seconds. I'm not actually sure if that's stronger than this, but it goes on everyone. So, I mean, at the very least, well, let's have a look here. He's on 58. When that runs out, what are we going to get? We can rest until it runs out. Okay, it doesn't seem to be running out, and we're just getting hungry, so I'm going to stop resting now. So you got that, and yeah, that's going to be kind of interesting. That'll help us out. I don't really see any stupidly, crazily difficult things coming up, but we'll see if we end up having to use that somewhere. And if you just keep winding your way along the corridor, not getting too intimidated, you will find that there's a save crystal very nearby, just here. So there is one on this floor. I'm going to grab this. And probably leave it there. I was going to record like a long session today, but I'm going to be having spaghetti bolognese in a bit, so I'm going to run off and enjoy that. But I'll see you guys next episode for this pretty cool little puzzle here. The scroll, the rock, and the sword puzzle, which is why, of course, we collected this rock earlier, so that we can get through here. And we'll get our first figurine very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.